Okay, in the spirit of Joel, we're gonna try to do a Carbon Cub flight here. It's a little windier than I would like, but we'll see. Hopefully I have the hat adjusted properly. Left is left, right is right. Up, down. Left, right. Flaps. And flaps are good. Alright, let's glance at the wind. Gonna have to take off a slightly different direction based upon the wind. We have wind, we're not gonna need flaps. Not gonna need flap. They've just aerated the field. Good for us, because that means that the spring's going to be nice when the grass comes back. A little bad for the cub because he's chugging through some whatever you call these things that come out. All right, let's go. Here we go. Actually, there's no wind now, but that's all right. We're going to taxi around here. I have to look at the wind for real. I have to look at the wind for sure when we come in for a landing. Takeoff, I can pretty much take off most directions I want to. This thing's so nice and cubby. Let's go. And scale takeoff. And we got our timer set now, I believe. Yep, sure do. All right. Set her up and do some scale flying here. What wind there is appears to be coming from the direction I'm facing currently. So we're gonna... The good thing about the Carbon Cub is it's so big that I can fly her a lot further out and you can still see it even on the video. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll find out. I'm going to try and keep out of the sun. Carbon Cub out here, BLM, looking for donkeys. Alright, we're lining up into the wind. It's been about a week since we've flown her, so let's just do a nice big loop here. Let's get up in a nice big old loop. Alright, try to get used to the sticks again. I want to kind of work into it here a little bit. Wow, that wasn't the trim I just did. That's some winds aloft. There's some winds aloft around here occasionally from time to time, and they can get kind of wicked. They really can. So you just have to really kind of put up with it. Not a good looking plane. Brother Joel had commented that just flattered that he would say something like smooth on the throttle, and I try to be. You know, if you're a stick banger and you're banging away on the throttle, you're I don't know. This plane really doesn't like that sort of thing, although it was designed by probably one of the world's greatest, if not the greatest, aerobatic pilot, Kike Somanzini. But Cubs, you know, at their heart, I guess the Carbon Cub is unique because it can be just a burly, you know, aerobatic plane like this. Or it can just sort of float around and work for the BLM and look for donkeys and get accurate counts. That's what I like to say. We have donkeys here, free-range donkeys here on Fort Irwin. We're going to talk about the donkeys here a bit while we fly around. I like to talk while I fly. People probably think, well, that's crazy, man. Dude, you're crazy. But it's relaxing. I'm relaxed, I'm comfortable, and we're flying, and I'm talking, you know? So, they have free-range donkeys. So it dates back to the days of the prospectors, and in this area, the Mojave Desert Calico. We're in the area between Los Angeles, the desert between Los Angeles and Vegas. And there was a lot of silver mining here back in the day. There's some buffeting going on. No AS3X, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. No AS3X. There's some buffeting. You know, I'm all thumbs. I'm all thumbs. So anyway, there were lots of prospectors. Plus the Army had a, you know, large amount of donkeys and horses and so forth. And when they no longer had their, let's do a loop. When they no longer had their throttle down towards the apex here, level out nice and flat, no hooking of the loop. I explained that in one of my Wildcat videos. Don't hook your loops. Please don't do that. Loops aren't meant to be hooked. A little bit of a joke there. But anyways, so when they extended, when they you know, were no longer useful for the Army was going to a motorized Army with, isn't that a good looking model? When the Army was going to mechanized or motorized forces, the donkeys and horses were no longer needed. And Fort Irwin dates back to the 1940s and was used for artillery, anti-aircraft, and this entire place, all a couple thousand square miles of it was a range. So when the horses and donkeys when they were done with them, they let them go. The miners did the same thing in the early part of the 20th century. When they were done, that's nice, a little hammerhead there. Not a stall turn, because you'll notice I'm really not stalling. The aircraft never actually stalls, so the term stall term is a little bit of a misnomer. It's a little bit of a misnomer. We're going to set up and do a half Cuban 8. Wings level, then you throttle up. You go to wings level first, then you throttle up. And you come on down the backside. Now the thing about a half Cuban 8 and a reverse half Cuban 8, by definition, they do not have to start and stop at the same altitude, but your lines should be pretty darn close. So, i.e. your up line and your down line. So that's really what I work on. Up lines, down lines, nice looking plane. Okay, let's go back to the donkey story, because donkeys are cool. They really are. I've seen a lot of them. When I was out and about here in the desert, when I used to go out and actually train units, now I'm an analyst. I don't go out and train units anymore. I sit in an office and I kind of look at what they're doing and, you know, how can they do it better? Anyway, so the donkeys were released by the miners. The miners didn't need them anymore. Maybe they maybe they died. You know, miners dying. Oh yeah, we have some dead miners buried on this post. At least one that I know of. His grave is marked off of a fairly traveled road. Can't make stories like that up. Desert stories, stories of the Mojave. And anyway, so yeah. So sometimes the miners might pass away. Sometimes the donkeys, you know. There you go. There's a little touch and go. So yeah. So the donkeys just sort of wander off. Anyways, there's all these little herds, small herds of feral donkeys here on Fort Irwin, and we let them do their thing, man. They're just out there trying to live, you know. And a donkey can last off can live off of all this scrub brush and everything, and they get their nutrient, their water, so forth out of the scrub brush. So they do really good. Donkeys do really good here on Fort Irwin. They really do, and they're cute. On top of that, what's just Wingate saying they're cute? Because just Wingate's like this Army dude. He can't say donkeys are cute. But yeah, they are. They got. You know what? Let me tell you something. I've spent almost 2 years in this desert driving around in a Humvee. And then the last few months, I've been an analyst. I'm going to be an analyst out here for quite a while longer. But those donkeys, man, they see you before you see them. I'll tell you what, they are nuts, man. Donkeys are nuts. Donkeys are nuts. They are absolutely nuts. We're going to come right at us. That's fun stuff. Oh, poop. I'm coming down on my battery, so I guess it's time to land. So let's land. Let's land. And the winds are pretty good right now too, so we're gonna land. Anyways, hey, I hope I didn't bore you with the donkeys. And we're just having fun. We're just out here having fun. And that was a little bumpy, but hey, my battery's going down a little bit. Apologize for that bumpiness. Normally I would take her back up and go around, but we'll probably do a couple more touch and goes in the next battery. So hey, there we are, Carbon-Z Cub, February 9th, 2014, early morning flight. Great plane, great plane. Hey, hope you enjoyed the flight. We'll do this again.